You know, for nearly now 14 years, he's been involved in the industry of network marketing. And, you know, when he first got involved in the industry, he wasn't, the success, or he hadn't had the ridiculous amounts of success. He was actually, very normal, just like us. But because he was able to get himself in an environment of success, because he was able to acquire mentors and became hungry for information, he then was able to apply that information into his life to go to get to where it is that he is right now. So guys, if you're very, very excited about tonight's call, we're going to go ahead and get started in just one more minute. If you're very, very excited, just put fire emoji in the chat box to show Mr. David Imoniite, that you're excited and that you're ready to get going to learn from Mr. Chairman 500, Mr. David Imoniite. So let's go. One more minute, 60 seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and get this call started. Awesome. So guys, so 60 seconds, 30 seconds. So guys, the individual that you're going to hear from tonight is our own Chairman 500, Mr. David Imoniite. I remember when I first met him in February of 2018 in London, and I remember when I first met him, I wasn't involved in the company. I wasn't involved in the business of iMarkets Live, but he was very willing to meet me in London. When I first met him, I was never a six-figure earner. I had no real ridiculous amounts of success, but he was willing, to really help me just really learn at that meeting. And I remember seeing him speak in so many different stages. I saw him speak at Vegas. I saw him speak at Miami. I saw him just speak at Vegas, just a month ago. And every time I hear him speak, I just learned so much from him. So guys, if you're on tonight's call, you're about to hear some information that's going to absolutely help you. So Mr. David Imoniite, I know you just got back from Nigeria. I know you was in Atlanta and a few different states in the US, and you've taken some time out of your busy schedule, to really just share some principles that could help us go to the next level. So man, I appreciate you for taking the time, and more importantly, I appreciate, just for your example and your leadership. Are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. Elsa, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. How are you, bro?
Oh, fantastic. Glad to be back at home.
Awesome. How was those events?
The events were amazing. The leaders out there did an amazing job putting the event on. Friday night, they had about 500 people for the Forex training. 500 customers showed up for that. And then the main event probably had about 1,200 people on Saturday. And Gary McSween was there with me, so it was a very successful event.
Wow. So I know you wanted us to do like interview style live tonight. So let's get started, and let's get started with just your story in network marketing. How did you get started, and did you have success from from just the moment that you started, or was that a process that happened before you saw the massive success?
Yeah. And also, I want to say, before we even get into the call, I want to say congratulations to you and to your organization. What you guys are accomplishing right now has been absolutely amazing. We're able to actually watch it up close and really see the leaders, see the organizations that are really moving at a very fast pace. And that's exactly what you guys are doing, obviously, with the leadership that you have with Richard and Julian and all the leaders that you work with, just great people that I've got a chance to work with as well. I know we have a pretty close relationship as well. So I wanted to say congratulations to you and your organization. And to answer your question, my story started about 15 years ago. I was 21 years old. I just, I guess, not graduated. I just finished with school. And a frat brother of mine introduced me to network marketing. And I'll never forget that day, because I was in Galleria Mall. I was on my lunch break working at Express Clothing Store. And he sat down with me right there by Chick-fil-A. And he showed me that opportunity. And man, all the goals and the dreams that I had as a little kid, they all just came back up. You know, I really felt like I could really have major success in my life again. And went out to a weekly meeting, got a chance to meet a gentleman that was making about $30,000 a month at that time. And, you know, my goal was to make $30,000 a year, right?
Yeah.
And he was making that per month. And so it just really inspired me that there was more out of life. And I've been on that journey now for the last 15 years. And no, it was not a bed of roses in the very beginning. You know, it was really, really tough. You know, my first 5 years in the industry, I had done 3 companies. And combined, I had made $80,000 in those companies. But something happened, like you said, you had a chance to meet a mentor. And I had a chance to meet a mentor at that time. I was 25 years old. And man, it completely changed everything for me, because now, not only did I know it was possible, I could now see that it was possible in the life of someone else. And for the folks that are listening to this call right now, every one of the leaders that we have in iMarkets Live should serve as an inspiration to you. That if they can do it, then guess what? You can do it too. They just paid a price that you're paying right now. You know, they went through a process. They grew through that process. And that's exactly what you're doing right now. You know, when I listen to Elsa, I say, you know, it's amazing. You're 23 years old. I can only imagine where you're going to be by 25, by 30. I mean, it's going to be scary. So I'm really pumped up for you and your group here.
Thank you so much. Your camera has turned off, but so you mentioned that, you know, it wasn't a success right from the go. So what was that shift? You know, you mentioned you met a mentor. What was that shift that really changed, you know, everything for you? Was it just solely that mentor, or was it like a combination of different things that just came together at that point?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. You know, in the very beginning, when you first start, you know, your focus is, how do I do things? You know, how do I prospect, and how do I present, and, you know, how do I do all the technicalities of winning? You know, and that was my focus. My focus was the work. You know, I never lacked work ethic. So I was so focused on the physical side of success, the strategies, the techniques, the how-tos, the work, the activity. And I really thought that was what was going to take me all the way up to the top. This is what I used to say to myself: if I just keep working, then I will be successful. Now, although I was told, read the book, Think and Grow Rich, and I was told, you know, read the book, you know, The Science of Getting Rich, and I did those things, and I listened to the audios, but I didn't really know that those things were going to be what was going to make the ultimate shift. I remember one of my first mentors, Calvin Collins. He used to talk about the mirror technique. He used to talk about how he would speak to the mirror about his goals and where it is that he wanted to go. And I thought that was stupid. I'm like, I'm not going to be, you know, talking to the mirror. But as I grew and I started listening to The Magic of Believing, and in that book, it talks about the mirror technique, then I went back and I said, wow, this is what he was telling me in 2005, when my whole focus was, how many people am I going to prospect today? How many presentations am I going to do? Now, don't get me wrong. The work side of success is very, very important. You need that too. But the shift really happened for me when I understood this, when I understood the mentality of success, when I understood the mentality of growing my business. That is when the shift really happened for me. And you know, I went from earning, you know, $80,000 in 5 years. In 6 months, I made 6 figures, made over $100,000. By 27 years old, before I had my 28th birthday, I had earned over $1 million in this industry of network marketing. So it's just been amazing to watch. And now I get a chance to see that process happen for so many other people. And I laugh because I know exactly where they are. And I know that if they just stick in it and continue to learn and continue to develop the mindset, continue to develop the mentality and the work ethic, that they will be able to do some great things in this industry.
Wow. So you mentioned that it's the spiritual side of stuff that really changed everything for you.
Yes.
The work has a part. So what can somebody do? Maybe what can somebody do on a day-to-day basis to really develop that spiritual side? So their personal development.
Yeah. You know, obviously, you know, the spiritual side of success really starts with words. It starts with, you know, what what affirmations have you put together for your business? You know, I always talk about the power of setting goals. You know, goals are on the spiritual side of success. So, you know, we years ago, I watched Zig Ziglar on YouTube. And, you know, this is when I was living with my dad and was really looking for information that was going to keep me inspired, keep me encouraged. And I ran into this, stumbled on this training that he did about setting goals. And he said that the very first thing you want to do with your goal is you want to have it written down. Well, first you have to have a goal, but you have to have it written down. Now, why is that so important? Why do most people go through life without writing down their goals? Well, because if your goal is written down, guess what? This is something you're going to see every single day. If all you're seeing is your back office, if all you're seeing is people not getting involved in your business, or people not showing up to meetings, or, you know, your trade's not going well, that's all you're ever going to believe. So he said, you got to write it down. You got to put it down plainly. Then I learned from Bob Proctor how to write my goals down. I'm so happy and grateful now, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that we have 200 brand new Chairman 10s and above in my organization by December 31st, 2019. And repeating those affirmations every single day, multiple times a day, having it written down, seeing it every single day. It's on my bedside right now. It's in my calendar. It's in my office. It's in my wallet. I see it every single day, subconsciously and consciously. And I know that creation is going to work for me. So what can a person do on a daily basis? Well, the goal that you have written down, and you've got to write a goal that is in conjunction with where you are right now from a physical standpoint. Like, you shouldn't write a goal, oh, I'm going to go Chairman 500 in the month of May. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, you can go and put 30,000 people in your business. It's possible, right? But is it probable? No, right? If you're not a Platinum 1000, what I would recommend is you set a goal for Platinum 1000 in the month of May. So you write that down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a Platinum 1000 in iMarkets Live by May 31st, 2019. All right? And you put that goal everywhere. You put it where you can see it every single day. So it starts with words, right? And then it starts with your images, what it is that you're seeing. That's why you have to have the goal. So I say, write the vision, make it plain, so who sees it will run, right? Yeah. And I already told you, now you have a date of completion on it for May 31st. And so it's the thoughts, it's the thinking, it's the desires, it's the feelings, it's being happy and grateful, it's faith. These are all the spiritual side of things that you've got to do. It's the words that you're speaking. It's the images that you're looking at. Those are all the things that you've got to really pay attention to. And then go out and do the work. You know, go out there and personally sponsor 12 to 15 people and help 3 to 4 of them go Platinum 150, and boom, you're Platinum 1000. Now you can repeat that process through someone else. And when you help 7 to 10 people go Platinum 1000, boom, you're a Chairman 10. So it's just taking it one step at a time, knowing where you are right now in your career, and setting the appropriate goal. And that's why it's so important for you to have that coach and have that mentor. You can have to sit down with them and say, okay, hey, this is where I am right now. What should be my goal for the month of May? What should be my goal for the next 90 days?
Yeah, awesome. So in terms of mentorship, you know, most people, well, not most people, some people in business, they tend to think that they do not have a mentor, or they do not have access to information that could help them. You know, because I remember when I first got started in the industry, I didn't have a real direct mentor. So I used...
Elsa, hold on for a second. Ken? I'm sorry. I got a gentleman washing my car. Tell him he can leave the car. That's fine. He doesn't have to worry about the Mercedes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Elsa, go right ahead. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. So I was just mentioning that some people in the business or anywhere, that they feel like they don't have access to information or access to mentors that could help them, or they could find information that could help them go to the next level. Because I know, so maybe this happened with you also in the beginning of your career. You know, when you use YouTube as mentors, or you use books as mentors, how important is it for somebody to become resourceful to finding maybe not physical mentors in the beginning, but mentorship through books or through YouTube or through just becoming resourceful, finding ways, you know, to find information that could help them go to the next level?
You know, I believe that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You know, some people say they want a mentor, but you're not really ready for a mentor at this particular time. You haven't paid the price to actually have a mentor. Because a mentor is not someone that you choose. A mentor is someone that chooses you, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a mutual agreement that they are going to mentor you. Mentorship and coaching are totally different things. Mentorship, and people throw that word around very loosely. I don't mentor a lot of people. I mentor maybe 3 to 5 people, really, who I mentor. And I coach the masses. I coach a lot of people. But mentorship is me really diving into your life. You know, I know everything about you. I know everything about your personal life. I know everything about your business life. And we have a very, very open relationship. That's mentorship. Coaching, you can get coaching through YouTube. You can get coaching through these calls. You can get coaching through going to seminars. You can get coaching through the audios and the books. You know, that's not an excuse. But I tell you this, when you've gone through that and you've gone to enough seminars and you've read enough books and listened to enough audios and you've created a certain level of results, trust me, the mentor will show up in your life. That's what happened for me. You know, I didn't have a mentor for the first 5 years. Now, I had coaches that I thought were mentors, right? They weren't really mentors. They were just coaches. And I learned a lot from them. And then when it became time for me to get that mentor, I paid the price long enough for me to now warrant to have a mentor that would help me get to the next level in my life.
Awesome. Your camera's turned off again. But okay, so when it comes to, you speak a lot about environment and creating environment for success. How important, how do you go about and create environment of success for your team, but more importantly for yourself? And also, you know, how do you create an environment for momentum within your leaders and obviously your organization?
You know, you've heard the saying that we are a product of our environment, right? So when you look at a person, how they grow up, you know, the house in which they grow up, what was that environment in the house? What creates that environment? And just like there's an environment in a home, there's an environment within an organization. And that environment really starts with what words are being spoken in that environment. You know, I can walk into a person's home and I can feel if this is a home of love, if this is a home of peace, or if there's strife in this home. If there's strife in the home, is because there's been a lot of contentious words that have been spoken in that home, right? So words are important to create the right environment. Pictures as well. You've got to be able to create a picture of success. You've got to be able to show people that the goals and the dreams that they have are possible. Why do we create the recognition flyers? You know, why do we create recognition flyers for Platinum 150? Why do we create recognition flyers for P600, P1000? Well, because we always want to give a picture of success. We always want to show people that people are winning, right? So you create an environment of winning. And you've got to be honest with this, right? I see some people put out different articles, put out different posts, and it's not real. It's somewhat manipulative what they're doing. You want to put out real success. A person goes P150, a person goes Platinum 600, a Platinum 600, a person goes Platinum 1000. You know, you put those pictures out there, and now it starts to create a sense of, hey, people are winning, right? The words that you're speaking, the personal self-development that you're feeding into that organization. You know, you come into my home, you know, I've got pictures of 20,000 square foot homes. I've got pictures of jets, right? Because that's what I'm really believing for right now. So I've got pictures of jets in my room, in my office, right? So that's all creating an environment for success. It's creating an environment for where it is that you want to go versus only having an environment for where it is that you are right now. You know, I don't have pictures of where I currently am right now. I have pictures of where it is that I'm going, right? So your environment also goes into, has to do with the people that you are around. So, you know, if you guys probably know this, there's a certain type of leader that's a part of my organization. There's a certain way that they carry themselves, a certain way that they operate and how they lead, right? Everybody's not tell to it, right? And everybody, Julian, same thing. There's a certain style, there's a certain environment that's created by those leaders, and it's great. It's absolutely amazing, and all that is part of creating a culture of success. It's creating a culture where people can look and say, you know what, I want to be a part of what those guys are doing. I want to do what that young lady's doing. I want to do what that young man is doing, because there's something about them that resonates with me. That's the type of environment that you want to create for your organization. So events, that's why we're so big on events with music, right? Music also creates an environment for success. The lights, the staging, the energy in the room, all that is, it's all on purpose. It's not on accident. You know, when I have people jump around and all that stuff, guess what? I know what that did for me when I went to a Tony Robbins event. All that is creating the right energy, the right environment that's leading you where it is that you want to go.
Awesome. So when it in our businesses and obviously in everybody's journey in network marketing, especially when you're brand new and on your journey to Platinum 1000 or your journey to Chairman and above, things tend to happen. You tend to face challenges and tribulations. And at points, those challenges, they sometimes make people feel like they should quit, or quitting is the option. What could a leader or an upcoming leader do at those times to really keep on going on, like keep on keeping on and just going through their journey to their desired destination?
Yeah, you know, challenges those are the biggest opportunities for change. You know, I tell people, if you look at the word challenge, you circle the first three letters, you circle the last three, you circle the first three letters, you circle the last three letters, it spells change, right? If a person quits, and I want you guys to write this down, if a person quits in the face of a challenge, all it simply meant was, I don't want to change. I don't want to learn from this. I don't want to grow from this. I don't want to be better. So I'd rather walk away because it's too painful for me to face this challenge. It's too painful for me to overcome it. And I think that if I walk away from it, if I quit the business, then guess what? I'm never going to face another challenge in my life. And that's not true. The moment you quit the business, guess what? Another challenge just popped up. What are you going to do now? Right? You're not doing IML anymore, so what's next? That's the new challenge. Now, what are you going to do with that? You got to find something to do, right? And when you go do that, guess what? It's not going to go perfectly. Everybody's not going to come and join your business. You know, if people look at the rank and the income that we earn, my business doesn't go perfect every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year. It doesn't. You know, we go through trials and tribulations, even at the level that we're at right now. You say, well, David, you're making, obscene amount of money. A challenge is a challenge. And the mentality that it takes to overcome that challenge is the same one that you're going to have to develop where it is that you are right now, so that you can get to the fact that you're earning an obscene amount of money. And guess what? You're still going to have to deal with challenges then. And a matter of fact, you're going to deal with more challenges, right, when you get to a higher level of success. So if quitting is an option, it's only an option because you don't want to change. It's only an option because you don't want to grow from it. You don't want to get better. Imagine if I quit 15 years ago when I was walking around the malls and I was prospecting people and people were throwing my cards to the floor and people were walking away from me and people were laughing and my friends and my family members were like, listen, you need to go get a job. And what if I quit? Guess what? I wouldn't be in this home right now. I wouldn't be driving the cars that I have right now. Guess what? Gary McSween wouldn't have the lifestyle that he has. Dr. Spiller wouldn't have the lifestyle that he has. Jeff and Angela wouldn't have the lifestyle that they have. I mean, it's just so many things go wrong if you abort too early. So if you're on this call and you were thinking about quitting, guess what? Join the party. You're not the first one to think about quitting. I thought about quitting every night. As a matter of fact, I did quit every night. But when I woke up in the morning, I said, listen, got to do it again, because my bridges were burned. I didn't have another option. I didn't have a degree to fall back on. I didn't have a job I can go back to that was going to pay me, the type of money that I wanted to earn. So it was win or die trying. And those are the ones that win, the ones that go in with that mentality that it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens in my business. It doesn't matter who joins and who doesn't join. It doesn't matter who quits or who stays. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've got a goal. It's written down. We got a day of completion. I'm going to work on myself every single day. I'm going to work my business every single day. And in due time, it will happen without a shadow of a doubt.
Awesome. Awesome. I love this call. I can see the chat box. Everybody's receiving so much value from just from the words that you're speaking. So you've mentioned leaders a few times on this call. What do you think are the most important points of leadership when it comes to leading an organization, but more importantly, even leading yourself? Because I truly believe, and I've learned this from you, in order for you to lead others, you must first lead yourself. So what do you think are the most important points when it comes to leadership?
I always recommend a person to get the book by John C. Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within You. This is a question that has been posed. Are leaders born or developed? And I think the answer is both. I believe that we're all born leaders, right? Because my personal belief is, if God created me, God is a leader. He's not going to create anything less than. Matter of fact, I'm creating His image. So I was born a leader. But just because you're born a leader doesn't mean that you take the time to develop your leadership skills, right? So that's what we do. We develop our leadership skills. And how do you do that? You do that through experience. You do that through overcoming those challenges that you face. But there's certain characteristics that you want to develop as a leader. Self-discipline is one. Integrity is one. Work ethic is another. Pleasing personality is another. There's several different characters. They're all listed in the book, Developing the Leader Within You. So you want to get that. And when you notice those characteristics, now you got to find opportunities to exude those characteristics, right? The integrity, the self-discipline, and the work ethic, and the pleasing personality. And big one, the positive mental attitude. Leadership is about being an example. Leadership is about influence, right? I can't influence you if I haven't influenced myself. If I haven't disciplined myself to work, how can I influence you to work? If I haven't disciplined myself to have a positive mental attitude in the face of adversity, how can I look at you and tell you? How can I lead you and tell you to have a positive mental attitude in the face of adversity? If I don't have a pleasing personality, if I don't know how to talk to people, if I don't know how to really dissect a person's personality and be able to meet them where it is that they are. If I haven't learned that, then guess what? I can't lead you, right? So it's about developing oneself, and that book, I'll tell you, has been a huge help for me in the development. And also, watching other leaders. That's a great way of developing a leader within you. Watch how do other leaders act? How do they dress? How do they talk? How do they walk? How do they treat people? Right? You can learn from good leaders and you can learn from bad leaders. Right? So you want to pay attention. Pay attention to the challenge. Pay attention to the top leaders in this company and emulate. I believe in being a copycat. I don't see anything wrong with that. Kobe Bryant is one of my favorite players of all time, basketball players of all time. And he's one of my favorite players of all time because he copied my favorite player of all time. Right? Michael Jordan. He's my second favorite player of all time. Why? Because he copied my number one favorite player of all time. Does that make Kobe any less? No, it doesn't. It's Kobe Bryant, right? Universally known as one of the greatest players to ever live. So you want to find him. I always talk about this modeling knowledge, right? Find someone who, and I think Tony Robbins saw a post where Tony said this, success is simple. Find someone who's done what it is that you want to do and copy exactly what they did. Right? If it took someone 10 years to get somewhere, right? And you go and copy exactly what they did, guess what? It's not going to take you 10 years. It's going to take you maybe 5. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, my former mentor, when I met him, he was my age. He was 34, 35 years old. He was making $70,000 a month. At 34, 35, I was making 10 times that, right? So what is supposed to happen is when you find someone, you copy them, you emulate them, you model yourself after them, and guess what?
Awesome. So as leaders, how do you, like, what is the most effective way to pour belief into your leaders and your team? So, you know, just to pour belief and really create, you know, when people are feeling down, you have it in, you lift them up, or if people are even feeling up, you lift them even higher. Like, how do you pour belief into the leaders that you're specifically working with?
I don't know if I deliberately pour belief into people. What I do is I believe in people.
Yeah.
Right. I believe in them, and I don't believe in people because of how great they are. I believe in people because I believe that there's something on the inside of them that is great. Like, I don't believe in myself because David is so great. I believe that there's someone on the inside of me that's great. And that's where my belief stems from. So I believe in others because of, and a good friend of mine asked me this the other day. She said, David, why do you believe in me? And I told her, I said, I believe in you because God is in you. You know, I believe in you because God is in you. And I know that he doesn't fail. He's batting 1,000, you know? So I'm always going to believe in people because I know that there's a power within them that doesn't fail. They just have to become aware of that power. They just have to become aware that they have the ability to have, you know, great things happen for them too. So, you know, personal self-development, you know, making sure the right words are being spoken to them. You know, I don't allow people to be negative around me. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I would say those are some of the ways that I, you know, let them know that I believe in them. But, you know, they're by themselves most of the time, right? So their belief can't come from me. They can borrow my belief here and there, but they have to have that self-confidence. They have to have that understanding that the ultimate source is already on the inside of them, and they can draw from him anytime that they want to.
Awesome. So, what are your top tips? Because I was asking a few questions, a few of the leaders, you know, what questions they wanted to ask yourself, and the one question that kept really coming up was, how does somebody become a top personal recruiter? So, how does someone, you know, just, you know, become a monster personal recruiter?
Say that again.
So, how does somebody become a top personal recruiter?
A top personal recruiter. That is when you become extremely attractive, right, to people. And that's on the spiritual side, right? Becoming attractive, right? That's spiritual. From a physical standpoint, it's just a numbers game, right? It's just a numbers game. If you're talking to 10 people, right, and you're amazing and you can go 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 get involved in your business. But I talk to 100 and I only go 1 out of 10, right? I got 10. I beat you. You got 9. I got 10. I beat you. So I played the numbers game, right? I was never 9 out of 10. I was never 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I was never 7 out of 10. I think right now I'm probably maybe 1 to 2 out of 10 of everyone that I talk to about this business, whether it's for me or whether I'm doing a live presentation, whether it's at home or Zoom meeting or hotel meeting. I think I'm probably about 1 to 2 out of 10. Right? But I'm not just talking to 10. I'm not just talking to 20 or 100 or 1,000. I'm talking to tens of thousands of people. So those numbers add up. So how do you become a great recruiter? Become more attractive. Personal self-development. Because personal self-development, garbage in, garbage out. That means good things in, good things out. So if I've got personal growth on the inside of me and I've got the right mentality, when I meet someone, they're going to meet someone who is, right, personally grown. They're going to meet someone who's positive, who's energetic. That's what I mean by becoming more attractive.
Yeah.
But then also, from a physical standpoint, the numbers game. I've got to make sure that I'm playing the numbers game. So I'm not talking to just 5 people, you know, 10 people. I'm talking to a massive amount of people about the opportunity, and the numbers are going to work for me.
Yeah, awesome. So, the one thing that I really learned from you, specifically in the last couple of months, is you're so big on promoting events. And before the massive success, how was you able to promote events effectively for that to help you to get you to where you are right now?
I set a goal. I said, I'm going to get 10 people to this event. And then when I got 10 people to the event, I said, I'm going to get 30 people to the event. And then when I got 30 people to the event, I said, I want to get 100 people to the event. So remember, it's just building blocks. It's just building blocks. The first event, it may just be you. But then you feel the experience. You know what it did for you. And then the next event that's coming up, you say, you know what? I'm going to get 10 people there. You guys have an event coming up in Germany. I was definitely going to be there, but I have to speak at ANMP here in the States, so I won't be there. But if I were you on this call, I would say, hey, listen, you know what? I'm going to get 10 people there. And if you've had 10 people at an event before, now go for 30, right? And inspire those 10. Say, okay, you need to bring 3 to 5 people on your team to this event. So now you got 30 to 50 people at the event. But what you have to understand about events, they build the business. That is the biggest multiplier to your business, because events have the environment. Events have the beliefs there. They have the surroundings. People make big decisions to build this business at major events. So that is one of the vital signs to a growing business. How many people do you have coming to the major events? So 10 people, 30 people, 100 people. 100 people at an event, ladies and gentlemen, you're a six-figure earner. You're $100,000, minimum $100,000 earner. You have 100 people at an event. You're a chairman. You have 100 people at an event. All right? So if you got to start with 10, start with 10. And then grow it to 30. And then grow it to 100. You start getting 500, 1,000. You get 1,000 people to the event. You're a seven-figure earner. You're a multiple seven-figure earner. 1,000 people to the event. But before you can get 1,000 people to the event, you first got to get 10. Right? And then you got to get 30. Then you got to get 100. And now you're off and rolling. Now we put on events, 2,000, 3,000 people show up. Right? IML's going to have an event coming up September. Dallas. It's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to have an announcement of who's going to be at that event. You guys are going to be completely and utterly shocked on who's coming. I'm fired up about it. And, it takes a lot to get me fired up, right? But it's going to be off the chain, all right? What's going to happen in September? We're going to have 8,000 to 10,000 people there, all right? Wow. So, boom. I mean, what's happening at that point? But you got 8,000 to 10,000 people at the event. You're talking about massive success, massive growth going into 2020. So we're pumped up. We're pumped up for what's about to happen.
Awesome. So, who are your current biggest mentors? Like, who do you listen to right now to really helping yourself develop?
I've got 3 go-to. Excuse me. I got 3 go-to leaders that I listen to, that I invest time and money into. And no particular order. Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, and it's a pastor. It's a local pastor here in Houston. His name is Ivy Hilliard. Those are the 3 biggest influences in my success in my life today. Absolutely.
Awesome. So is there like any particular personal development books that you would recommend to anybody on this call? Whether it be
absolutely. Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wallace, Think and Grow Rich. Conceive, Believe, and Achieve by David Imonitie. I've got a book coming out. I've got the audio. You've heard it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got it coming out in a book form in a couple weeks or so.
Excited for that.
Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Anything Bob Proctor, anything Tony Robbins. These are some of the go-to books that I would say you want to get your hands on.
Awesome. So, ending this call, what would you recommend as a call to action to the leaders on this call? Because for the individuals on this call, if it's nearly 10 p.m. here in the UK, it's nearly 11 o'clock in Germany, in Eastern Europe. But what would be the call of action that you would recommend for them to help them go to the next level in their lives and in their business?
I would say if you're not a Platinum 1000 on this call, I want you to focus on Platinum 1000. I want that to be your obsession in the month of May, that you go Platinum 1000. It's 30 customers in your business, okay? So I want you to create the affirmation. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am Platinum 1000 by May 31st, 2019. And I want you to create a sign, and I want you to put that sign everywhere. Put it in your car, put it in your bedroom, put it in your kitchen, put it in your bathroom. Platinum 1000, okay? And then what you want to do this month is do 16 meetings. Within 16 meetings, what I want you to do is personally enroll 12 to 15 people yourself, help 3 to 4 of them go Platinum 150. Within 12 to 16 meetings of doing that for one person, you should be able to create a Platinum 1000. If I was going to give you guys a call to action right now, that would be the focus. Create the affirmation for it, create the signs, put them up everywhere so you can see it, so you're focused, right? So who sees it will run. When you see your goals, you're focused on that. Personally enroll 12 to 15 people, help 3 to 4 of them go Platinum 150, and boom, you're Platinum 1000. Then you're off and running, because now the next step would be to help 3 to 5 people go Platinum 1000. And then the next step would help 7 to 10 people go Platinum 1000, and boom, you're cheering. Now you're making $10 to $12,000 per month of income. All right, and the business gets a whole lot easier when you're making that type of cheese.
Yeah. So awesome. David, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to get on tonight's call. But right before we end this call, I know you take so much time, to just celebrate other people. I want everybody on this call to just put 777 on tonight's call to celebrate Mr. David Imonitie for getting on the call with us, but more importantly for what he has done in iMarkets Live, in the lives of so many people, but what he's going to be able to continue to do in the year of 2019. And I truly believe that 200 chairmans is already done, that goal of yours is already done by December 2019. So I celebrate you. I appreciate you so much. You're like a big brother to me, and thank you so much for giving us this time, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate your time as well. Congratulations to all of you. And I'll see you guys real soon, okay?
Yes, I'll see you in Houston.
All righty. I'll see you there.
All right. Take care.
All right.